What's up, guys? Welcome to the video. Today we're in episode 6 of winter bulking. I'm in week 9 of my lean bulk. Today I'm going to share with you a few of my best tips for how to build muscle naturally. Before I go to the gym, I'm gonna have a little bit of pre-workout carbs. So I picked these up at Carrefour. They're Bebeto berries, raspberry and blackberry flavored. They look like this, little berries. Super good. I like to have a little bit of carbs before my workout. This might be one of my favorite candies. They're really good. Then I've got my pre-workout. I got 1 scoop of the Ghost Legend. This is the lemon crush flavor. At one point I had 3 flavors of pre-workout and I could rotate between them. This is the last flavor that I got, so I got to restock. It's not bad. Lemon crush, pretty solid. Just gonna drink this. Today I'm gonna be doing a bicep and chest workout. I'm gonna be benching today, so I'm gonna see how my bench is at week 9 compared to week 1. I hope it's increased, but I don't really know. But my wife's gonna be training legs, so we're gonna be going down to the gym right now, so I'll see you guys down there at the gym. I actually forgot that this is my second chest workout of the week. I'm gonna do incline bench as opposed to flat bench. Instead of doing biceps first and then doing chest, I'm actually gonna start with chest because typically my pre-workout's already started to wear off by the time I get to like my bigger lifts. So we're gonna start on incline bench today. Still warming up. My wife's ideal playlist, all Pitbull. So the first tip that I got for you guys is to train each muscle group at least 2 times per week. For me, I like push-pull legs. If you're training 4 or 5 days a week, I would go with upper-lower. So train every muscle group at least 2 times per week. If there's any weak points that you have, you can train those more frequently. That frequency is gonna be good, especially for natural bodybuilders, in order to build muscle. That was my last warm-up set. Now I'm gonna get into my working weights. Okay. Now we're ready. So I think at the start of winter bulking, I did 230 for 6 reps. So I'm gonna I just did 1 set of it though. So I'm gonna try and do 230 for 6 sets. I'm gonna do 230 for 2 sets of 6, and then I'm gonna do a back off set, drop the weight a little bit, and then I'll do maybe 10 reps with a lower weight. Gotta have enough caffeine to power through this lift.
Let's change the norm.
For 6. No spot, and I did the lift off, so I'd say it's an improvement from the beginning. So I'm gonna rest like 3 minutes in between sets. I'll do the second set, and after I'm fully recovered. Tip number 2, I would say, find your workout style that you enjoy doing and then stick with that. If you're constantly changing up everything, like people you see on TikTok, people you see on Instagram, you're gonna get confused. You're gonna be jumping from one thing to the next thing. And I think in order to build muscle, like over the years, especially as a natural, you're gonna be building muscle slowly, but you wanna be consistent. You wanna like continually build muscle. But if you're constantly hopping between one thing and the next like fad training style, you're not gonna stick with one thing long enough to get good at it in order to progressively build muscle. For me, I kind of found my style that I like to do a couple compound exercises, and then the rest I like to do isolation exercises where I'm really focused on like tension and feeling the muscles working. Like for example on chest, I like doing flies where I can really feel that squeeze in my chest, and that's kind of the style that I like. 2 sets of 6. So definitely an improvement, because I remember last time at the very first workout of winter bulking, I did 6, and then the second set I did 4. So I've definitely improved a little bit. A couple weeks ago, Matthew and I were watching this cool movie that I found. It's called 7 Days in Utopia. And I actually had kind of like a cool takeaway that I applied to my training. So it's about this guy, he's a golfer. He's trying to get on the PGA Tour. He ends up in this small town in Texas, learning from a retired pro golfer. They go out to the course and he starts swinging, and the golfer, he asks him, he's like, why do you swing like that? Why do you hold the club like that? He asks him all these questions. And the kid was trying to explain the reasoning behind it. And the guy told him, go home, write down in this notebook, why you swing like this, why you hold the club like this, why your feet are like this, all these like technicalities of golf. Because every time you have a new coach, they're gonna try and correct something. And if you're not set on why you do something, you're just gonna flip-flop between different methods and different ways of doing things. And you're gonna get confused, especially like in golf. Whatever worked for him, he needed to be like so converted to that he wasn't swayed by a new coach or like a new technique. I thought about my training. I was like, how often do I watch a video like on TikTok and so says to like do this, like different method of training, or you need to like train past failure or do like lengthened partials, all sorts of different things, you know, and things come and go. But if you have a set training style, yeah, you need to have an idea of how to train, how to put tension on your muscle, like proper form, and then apply that to the exercises that you like to do. And then also too, you need to have an idea of like what sort of physique you're trying to attain, because that's another thing that kind of comes and goes. Like you see like the Kardashian physique's popular one day, and then the next day it's to be like Christina Aguilera. So you kind of got to have an idea of the physique that you're trying to attain, learn the proper form, learn how to put tension on your muscles, and then just apply those principles to different exercises and stick with those exercises that you enjoy doing and the different techniques that you like. It's kind of a long rant, but point being, stick with something for a long period of time and you're gonna make gains. The third tip, guys, make sure that you're getting in enough protein. This is one of the hardest things, which is why I always recommend to track your macros. I've got a few videos on macros that I'll link right here. I always recommend getting at least 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight. I'll put the calculations in kilograms right here. I personally like to get in more than that, so I shoot for about 1.1 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So right now my protein intake is about 195 grams per day. Now that is very difficult to get unless I'm consciously keeping track of everything. So I personally use an app called MyFitnessPal. It's a really good one. It used to be a lot better when all the features were free. Now a lot of the really good features like being able to scan foods are a paid feature, but it still has a very big database so you can search things pretty easily. Keep in mind, guys, that it is possible to add muscle when you're in a calorie deficit. So I wouldn't say that overall calories are going to be the most important part, because sometimes when I'm cutting, I still am able to add a little bit of muscle, which is why it's important to keep your protein intake high. That protein is just going to be really good for helping recovery and helping build more muscle. If you don't have enough protein, your body's not going to have the tools that it needs to build more muscle. Tip number 4 is just make sure you're getting in enough calories. Now, you don't necessarily have to be in a calorie surplus to add muscle. I started off my lean bulk right at my maintenance calories. The reason I did that is because I wanted to add muscle slowly, stay lean, keep a low body fat percentage, and then slowly build muscle. As a natural, your body doesn't need a crazy amount of calories, so you kind of want to keep your surplus to a minimum. I would start either at your maintenance calories, 250 calories, or at the most 500. The bigger the surplus that you have, the faster you'll gain muscle initially, but you'll also gain fat faster as well too. So by keeping it right at my maintenance calories, I'm able to stay lean, and then I can kind of analyze it from there. I can always add in more calories, but I want to add muscle slowly. That way I can keep this lean bulk going for an extended period of time. The longer you're able to bulk, the more muscle you're going to gain in the long run. And also too, you're not going to have to do an extended cut when it comes time to get shredded. Overall, winter bulking has been really successful so far. I've enjoyed having the extra calories and focusing on building muscle. I'm going to be entering into a new phase starting this week. I'm going to be switching up my training split. So be sure to subscribe to my channel. That way you guys can keep updated on how the bulk is going and learn how to lean bulk yourself. If you guys have any questions or comments, just let me know down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.